Okay, so I'm Bree Monroe, and this is my interview for the This Is My Life paper. And I'm interviewing my mom, since she spent a lot of time with me when I was little. And my dad's also here, but he's on camera, so yeah. Okay, so question one is, what was I like before kindergarten, or before age 6?
Well, you're very smart, and when I was trying to teach you all the things like counting from 0 to 10, ABCs and all that before you started school, you were a little bit stubborn with me. You'd get really angry if I told you you got it wrong. You were quite funny.
Sorry.
I distinctly remember telling your dad on numerous occasions that I hoped that you really would do good in kindergarten because I was so afraid that you were going to do the same thing with your teacher. But when you started kindergarten, you absolutely loved your teacher, you loved learning, and so I was very glad because you were totally opposite with everybody else but me.
I'm sorry.
But very bright.
I don't remember that, so I'm very sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. Was I shy or talkative, like personality traits? Do you remember?
You're very shy around people that you didn't know. You were very quiet. But as soon as you got to know somebody, then you were yourself. You were lively and playful and all that stuff. But if you didn't know them, then you were very quiet.
Okay. That was my dad just walking by. So the second question is, how did I interact with you guys and my brothers?
You interacted with us fine. You loved your family, loved your brothers, but you were not fond of strangers, not one single bit.
Stranger danger.
If anybody looked at you for too long, you got uneasy. Sometimes you started to cry. You didn't like it if people looked at you. You were closer to one grandmother than you were the other, and so the only 3 people that were allowed to hold you were me, your father, and my mom. And your dad's mom, she was helping take care of your cousins because he needed the help.
Yes.
So she didn't come around too often, but when she did, and she'd want to hold you, you would not let her. You cried and you were fine just looking at her.
I'm sorry,
Grandma.
Yeah.
But she loved you, so she just thought it was cute.
Okay.
And she didn't take offense by it. But the older you got, the better you were. But you didn't like strangers, but adored your family, especially your brothers.
Oh,
you loved your brothers.
See. Don't you shake your head at me. Okay. Also Santa and Easter Bunny?
Oh, yes. You didn't like Santa or the Easter Bunny as well. I distinctly remember taking you to the mall. I wanted so much to have you take a picture with Santa. That never, ever happened. We tried the first time, and you cried. It was horrible. You were very loud, and I was so embarrassed. So we just left, and Santa was very, very kind. He said that he was used to that because there are some kids that do get nervous with him because he was a big man and the big bushy beard, but it was funny. You were fine if we were a good 20 feet away from the Santa area. You liked looking at it, but that was it.
Did you ever try with Matthew, just out of curiosity? Matthew's my little brother, who's also the cameraman.
I want to think that he'd walk up to anybody and go home with them. I had to really keep an eye on him because he was very opposite in personality than you. He was very friendly. He'd walk up and talk to strangers. Shoot, there's been times that we went on vacation and he made friends while on the beach, and he wanted to bring them home with us, but you were not like that. You were very reserved. You just didn't want to have anything to do with people. I was walking around one of the department stores with you during Easter time, and they actually had an Easter Bunny in there, and the Easter Bunny just looked your way and waved at you, and you cried. So I had to turn around and take you the other direction just so that you wouldn't be scared. But you didn't like those kinds of things. The older you got, you got better, but
I think it might be a little weird if I went to Santa now though, but okay.
yeah. But you didn't like strangers.
Okay. And the last question is there any interesting stories from when I was little, besides, I guess, Santa and Easter?
Well, there's a lot of stories with you that are funny. I don't remember the story I had in mind. I think it was the Santa and the
Oh, I thought it was
Easter Bunny.
me and my little brother when he was getting his shots.
Oh, that's right. You were very protective of your little brother when you were small. And it was probably because you two were so close in age, but I think you thought of him like you were his mama sometimes. And so whenever he had to go to the doctor and get his shots, I would usually have Grandma watch you. But this one time she couldn't. She had an appointment, so I had to take you with me. And when they came in and gave Matthew his shots, he was probably about a year old. He started to cry, and you started crying so hard. And I looked at you and I said, "What's wrong, sweetheart?" And you said, "They're hurting my brother." Oh, you were so upset. And I just thought how sweet you were, because you didn't like the fact that they were hurting you. And even the nurse, I remember her making a little comment about you crying that she was hurting your brother, and she apologized to you as well, saying that she was giving him medicine. So you felt a little bit better after that. But yeah, you were very protective of your little brother.
And if I ever accidentally hurt him, I would be like, "I'm sorry," right?
Oh yeah, you would
Okay.
cry. You would cry because you didn't like the idea of hurting anybody.
I was just making sure. Because I remember one time I accidentally shot him in the eye with a Nerf gun, and I didn't mean to. I felt so bad.
But you were very sweet because, your brothers were the same way, but there was a couple of times that I had gotten sick, and you were the doctor. You took care
I
of
was?
me. Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you would doctor me, but all of you kids did that, but you did it as well. I remember one time being sick, and because I used to put a washcloth over your head if you got fevers. Well, I didn't have a fever, but you went and got a washcloth, and it was soaking wet, dripping all down me. My hair was soaked, but you were mothering me and sticking the thermometer in my mouth, even though I didn't have a temperature, but you were playing doctor. It was very, very sweet and loving.
That's nice. Well, thank you very much for being my interview source for the This Is My Life paper.
No problem.
That's the end. And sorry for my cat being on the video. The end.